get started with shout out news because there is so much. So as y'all heard on the after show today, Brandi Howard is sick. So I kind of knew this morning because I was watching Kelly Dodd live, or Rick and Kelly, the Rick and Kelly show on YouTube. And she was saying that Brandi and Julie and Heather McDonald got sick at this, was that Friday night? Yeah, Friday night. They were at some event, like an outdoor concert. She was videoing it. Even Heather made a video and said something like, well, I invited Jeff and Chef Stu, but they said it was too far. But I even heard on Jeff's, my video is up way too high on YouTube. I'll adjust that tomorrow. I even heard him say that he had dinner plans with Todd, his brother. So I don't think he was going to go anyways, but I guess they got sick, and now Brandi is waiting to get tested for the C word. COVID. Can we even say COVID anymore? But what I wondered is if Brandi was with her, remember used to with COVID? If you knew you were with someone that might have COVID, you didn't do anything until you tested negative. But like they said, this whole thing can incubate for a couple of days. So she may have it and not even test positive. But to be safe, she did stay home today. So she didn't care about getting Julie sick. She cared about, yes, you can say it. She cares about getting precious Leah Black sick. So anyways, but I heard about that on the Kelly Dodd show. Also, somebody told me last night when I was watching Roni, Howard Stern went live. He had all these famous people. It was a birthday party for his wife, Beth, and he went live. He's off for the summer, y'all. He always does that. Then someone told me Jeff Lewis was on his show this morning. This summer series, they're calling it. I didn't get to listen to all of it, but oh my God. I don't know when Jeff Lewis found out. It was actually not with Jeff Lewis, with Howard Stern. It was with Rashawn, the producer guy on channel 101. So go look for that there. I did make an Instagram story about it. Did Jeff not know he was going to be on? Like, why does Jeff not promote this stuff? Like, I know he said it again. He hates Instagram. He would not even be on it if it weren't for promoting all of his shows and projects. He said he hates Instagram. We'll talk about that in just a second, because I love Instagram and some of the people that he hangs out with, because I can always trust that they're going to take some precious in the wild videos of Jeff Lewis and post them for us, right? Like, that's the only way we get to see Jeff Lewis in the wild. Jackie Schimmel is on Stassi's podcast this week. Yes, I have seen that. And she has still not had the baby. She is posting away. Go Jackie Schimmel. Going to birth a 12-pound baby or something if she keeps at it. That was me. Heard Howard last night live. I love that sippy. Thank y'all for always telling me about something. I can't catch everything. And believe it or not, I do have a husband and a dog and 5 children and actual real friends. So, thank you for sending me DMs on Instagram. That's probably the easiest way that I get stuff. I feel like TikTok is a little harder to get the message, and then YouTube, I don't even think it offers it, right? So follow me on everything at Jeff Lewis Obsessed. Okay, so Andy Cohen this morning, his Andy Cohen Live was a pre-record, okay? I was listening because I love it, but I was also hoping he would talk about this writer-actor strike that, Jeff keeps talking about. We're all waiting to hear how this is going to, or if this is going to affect BravoCon at all. But he didn't say anything about it because he had recorded it before. It's such a good episode, though. He talks about the dad guilt he was having about leaving his kids for this optional 3-day, Dead and Company concert, I guess he went to and said he had a blast at. I love that. It's so relatable. We all have guilt when we are away from our kids, but I think you actually have to do stuff for yourself, right? As a mom, a dad, but especially him as a super intensely busy single dad, you got to make time for yourself. And I don't think he should have felt guilty at all, for sure. But go ahead and listen to it, because I want somebody to let me know in comments, if you know already. I missed a little bit of Andy Cohen Live last week because I was busy and traveling and stuff. Did John Hill and his lover break up? Today they were talking, and he is in Philadelphia. Remember, this was recorded the other day, though. But he's not talking about staying with his lover, who lives in like someplace, Brooklyn or somewhere, someplace. The last I heard, he was moving to LA, but not necessarily for John. Like, John was very clear about that. But also they were going back and forth on kind of joking if John and Andy were to get back together, that John said he would not be the like apple cutting up for the kids type of spouse. You know what I mean? And Andy was like, well, yes, you would, dude. And he was like, no, I wouldn't. So clearly, I don't think John and Andy Cohen, as much as I love them together, I don't think they'll ever get back together. And I think a big chunk of that is because I think having kids is a huge lifestyle change, right? And I just don't feel like John Hill is up for that at all. Sorry, my comments were slowing down on Instagram. I had to scroll them up. Agree. Making time for yourself makes you better for your kids when you have time to recharge. I agree, Plumeria. But let me know if y'all heard that John Hill and his lover broke up. Because I just thought it was weird that John wasn't even knocking that down. Why was John even talking about? Okay, yeah, last week he was just talking about that. It was just weird that they were even talking about that. Tori Spelling, we talked about this already. It's like almost like untouchable, like Britney Spears. I wasn't even sure how true it was because it was on Daily Mail. And I trust people as much as Kelly Dodd was dogging people today and Dave Quinn this morning on her show. And I trust TMZ. I don't really know much about Daily Mail. They came out recently and then about a story about Britney Spears maybe being on DRUGS. I forget what they were talking about. Something though. And she came out and said that's not true. Who knows what's true, right? But anyways, Tori Spelling was shown to be living in some $89 or $82 a night crappy hotel in a bad part of LA. Her and her 5 kids. I don't know where her like 21 animals are. But now there's a story out today that she is actually moving in with a friend, which I've said all along. Jeff Lewis, call your buddy Tori Spelling and figure something out for her. Get Carrie Lewis to help with a rental, something. The woman needs help. And it makes me super sad that her very rich mother, which can't keep bailing her out. I mean, in all respect, you know, Tori is in her 50 years old. I mean, at some point, you've got to take responsibility for yourself. But clearly, she doesn't have it together. She was posting about her molded rental house. She's clearly going through a relationship, divorce, something with Dean McDermott, although he took that post down weeks ago. Who knows what's going on with them, right? But clearly, something's going on. But as always, she is working her arse off like normal. She was posting this weekend with her best friend, Jenny Garth, for like QVC or something, selling Christmas stuff. So I love that. Candy needs to help those grandkids. I mean, you know, Josh Flagg told Heather that he's helped her out some. Wow. Oh, for sure Candy has helped. You mean Josh Flagg has helped her out, or Candy, her mom? Candy admittedly has paid off some of her credit card debt in the past. And I think she pays for her grandkids' private school. But you know, that's not everything in life, but it is a lot. Plumeria says, Tori sounds like she's in crisis. Yeah, but it's constant, right? Like Dr. Phil says, you don't solve money problems with money. People that are terrible with finances don't all of a sudden get great with finances just because you give them some money. Give me your thoughts, especially if you're watching this on a replay. I do want to hear what you have to say. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to comment. It all helps with my engagement. I really, really appreciate it. And of course, make sure you're subscribing on YouTube and following me on Instagram and TikTok. And join the Facebook group. Candy can't keep saving them. I mean, I agree with that too. Wow, Melanie. We need to be Melanie's kids. Melanie says, if I were her mother, I'd purchase her a nice home so my grandkids would have a roof over their heads. Yeah, why at 50 years old, as hard as Tori Spelling's been working, Tori Spelling, why doesn't she own a home yet? Like, that girl works so hard. I really love that for her. Okay, real quick, because I've already said it. Did you love Roni?